Hi friends, Evolving Guys here. Thanks for tuning back into the channel. Today we are unboxing two of the most recent battle decks released by the Pokemon Company. These two decks came out in mid-July 2024, so they've been out for a few weeks now, and I picked them up because I'm interested in the promo cards that are included. So I have here the Victini EX, and then I've already actually opened or started to open the Miraidon EX, but these both contain Black Star promos that are part of the Scarlet and Violet promo series. That's why I picked them up, but I figured I may as well just record opening these up so that if you're ever tempted by these in the store, you have a better idea of what's inside. So I've already unboxed the Miraidon, and again, these are both, they retail for $9.99, as you'll see here. I bought mine at GameStop, and as a pro member, I already get them at somewhat discounted prices, and then there are additional coupons that we get as pro members, so you might consider a pro membership. I could have waited because I really just want these for me personally. I just want these for the promo cards. Again, they do have Black Star promos, so the Miraidon is number 143, and as we'll see in a minute, but it is noted on the front of the box, the Victini is 142. So if you do collect the Black Star promos, I try to have a complete set of those, or at least the ones that are attainable. There's a handful of them, like the World Championship exclusive promos that are very expensive and not available to all folks easily. But these Black Star promos are pretty readily available. These promos, I could have just waited because these promos, you know, over time, they're not going to be very expensive, probably $1 or $2 on the secondary market if you wanted just to pick them up as singles. But I'm impatient and I like to have a complete, like, up-to-date promo card binder. And so I decided just to pick these up for, again, not technically retail price, which is $9.99. I paid a little bit less than that. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what's inside of these, but it does tell you on the side, if you're interested in the other cards, of course you get the Black Star promo for each one, and then it tells you on the side, now this is meant for playing the Pokemon trading card game, and so it's going to tell you it's a deck to you could bring to a league. Well, we'll talk about that more in a second, but it tells you what Pokemon are included, what trainers are included and how many, and then how many energy cards to make up the 60 card TCG deck. What's really most important, and some of you may know this, is to really pay attention to the play level. This is a play level 1 deck, and so this is really an entry level deck. This would be a fun deck if you're just learning the TCG, but you always want to make sure that you're playing an opponent who also has the equivalent deck, right? Because this deck, I think, if you took this to a local league or a tournament, you know, it's going to be blown out of the water by more powerful decks that are level 2. You can buy level 2 and 3 decks like off the shelf, so those are going to be a little more competitive if you're going to just take, those are actually, like, more or less you could take those, especially level 3 decks, that you could take those to a local league and probably do okay if you knew how to pilot your deck. Most people would maybe use that as a base and then switch out some other cards. So this is really just probably for fun with friends, or maybe in your family if you're going to play with your partner or with your kid, or a kid's playing it against each other, just making sure that they're matched up with the appropriate level 1 deck. But it is a good deck to learn on. I think it has just basically the one ultra rare card and then some other less powerful Pokemon in it. So let's see what's inside. I've already taken this out of the box. You get this kind of handy little kind of package, and it does have some other things inside for playing the TCG. So they do have these EX coins. Again, no monetary value really, but some people do like the coins. So it gives you a paper mat. So if you do, and I do find these helpful when you're first starting out. You can also get kind of a more durable version of this if you buy the Battle Academy, which has more like a playing board, a board game sort of style version of this. But I do find this helpful when I'm either teaching the game or when I was first learning the game. It tells you here what you can do during each turn. It has a place to show you kind of where everything goes. So these are kind of handy. I hold on to these and give them away to kids if they're wanting to learn the TCG. You also get one of these quick start rule guides. There's a variety of, you know, the contents are going to be the same. There's a variety of different covers. This one is, you know, designed for these EX battle decks. So that's also helpful, again, if you're learning the TCG. And then it tells you that you get this 1-page description of the deck itself and talks a little bit more about strategy that you might use with the deck. And so again, if you're learning, this is probably a helpful place to start. You also get these cardboard coins. Again, these damage counters are going to be useful for playing the game. I use dice, and you can get the dice in a lot of places, including the Elite Trainer boxes. But again, if you don't have something else that you can use, these can be handy for that. There's also these what you can do during your turn, and talking a little bit about special conditions. So again, just something else, some additional resource items for the trading card game. So here's the actual deck. It comes in, the deck boxes are going to vary in what they look like. And then again, inside what you have here is a 60 card deck that is meant to play the TCG. So you're going to have your energy cards, and again, you're going to have, the deck is meant to work together. It's going to be centered around, these are entry-level decks that are going to be centered around a particular type of Pokemon, and obviously in this case it's a lightning type, and so they're going to have some Pokemon in here that they think kind of work together, sometimes basics, and here you have the evolution of the basics, some stage 1, and yeah, so it's all kind of meant, there's additional cards in here. You can see that's colorless, but it would take lightning energy to work, and then it's going to have some trainers that they feel are useful. Most of the time these trainers are again kind of entry level. They're not necessarily the most advanced trainers that you might find in the most competitive decks, but again, as a place to start to learn the game. Occasionally, because I don't really use these to play with, I'll break these decks down, and there might be some trainers in here that have some value I could resell, like if I can get a play set of 4 of something like, Great Ball or Nest Ball or Switch. Like those are trainers that people might use. Electric Generator is actually pretty good. So so that's one thing I do with these, since I'm not going to actually use this. Although I can also just, I could use this to teach. I do a monthly event at a local bookstore for kids and learning the TCG. The challenge there is that because I actually got this because I want to take out the Miraidon, the most powerful card, that this is actually going to be a 59 card deck, so it's not, I'd have to replace that with something else if this were going to be a deck I would teach on. But you can see here you get this kind of starter 60 card deck. And then, last but not least, hiding here at the bottom or the top, however you look at it, is, again, the Black Star promo number 143. And that's really why I got this. And again, I could have waited and found this much cheaper. But $9.99 feels like a pretty reasonable price for what you get here. I'm glad that they don't have it more expensive. I mean, that seems like a fair price for a starter deck that's kind of off the shelf, ready to play, at least with friends. So that's what you get inside. The Victini deck, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but obviously it will be exactly the same, except it's going to be a fire-type deck that's centered around Victini as the main card. We can take this out. Again, so there's the Black Star promo. Again, technically kind of on the top on this way, but we'll work through on the bottom. Really, again, the only difference here is the cards themselves in the deck. And again, if you're interested in what Pokemon it's using, it tells you right here. And again, don't expect like high value cards or anything exciting or interesting in here. The only ultra rare card is going to be this card here, the namesake of the deck. So anyway, that's what's in one of these. If you see these on the shelf, I've seen a lot of these at Target. You see these in displays. And so again, there's no packs inside. So if you're interested in ripping a pack, this is not the product to buy. And if you're interested in more advanced decks, this is not the place to go. But again, this is a great place to start. And again, for collectability, I mean, these Black Star promos are part of the Black Star promo series for Scarlet and Violet, so they're worth picking. You need to pick these up one way or another. You can find them cheaper if you wait. They'll probably start showing up on the secondary market for $1 or $2 eventually, but like I said, I couldn't wait. I'd like to have these in my collection right away, and then I'll kind of break this down and pass along these different aspects of the battle deck that I'm not going to need. So I hope this is helpful. If you see these around in the store, you have now a better sense of what's inside. And yeah, we'll continue to do unboxings just so you have a sense as a new maybe collector or someone new to the hobby, or a parent or teacher or someone who's watching these videos, to have a sense of like, I wouldn't buy this for your kiddo if they want to open some packs or get some valuable, exciting cards. But again, if they want to learn the TCG, the trading card game, this is a good place to start. All right, thanks very much, and we'll catch you soon.